The other thing it's going to ask for on this assignment is the domain of the root functions. Just remember that the radicand always has to be greater than or equal to 0 if the index is even. So you can't have negative radicands with square roots specifically, right? Because if you take the square root, let's say of negative 100, well, there's nothing that I can multiply it by itself to get negative on this one. So this one we would have to say is not real, okay? Now what this also means is that when you see the square root of something that has an x inside of it, and you know there could be more to it, like x plus, I don't know, x plus 5x, then what we're saying is that in the domain, again, this is just for the domain, the inside of that square root, x plus 5x, it must be greater than or equal to 0. That's what we're saying. Then you solve that inequality for x, and that tells you the domain. Of course, we're going to look at these with interval notation as well, so be ready for that. And since everyone loved it so much, here it is again. So 4 different parts on this one, but they gave us the individual function up here, t of x. I don't know why it's not f of x, but either way. Okay, so t of x equals x minus 6. So that means right here, this would have been the square root of x minus 6. But it now tells us that the x is 1, right? So I go in and I say, well, my x is 1. And that would give me then the square root of 1 minus 6 is negative 5. But now the inside there is a negative. This negative of the square root of the negative there makes this not real. So what did it say? Find if the value is in the domain, then compute the functional value. This one's not in the domain because it gives us a not real value.
So it's not.
Well, we're going to keep doing this for all 4 parts. So this one right here, again, we have a value of 8 instead of, because it was x minus 6, but now we'll replace that x with 8. Now 8 minus 6, this one's going to be okay because this ends up being the square root of 2. And that one's okay. In fact, this is really all they want in the box. So when you put this into the box, like if you click on the box, it pulls down that drop-down menu, and then you can just click the square root. Otherwise, I think you type in SQRT, print, yeah, and then it gives you that. But it gives you the button option on the assignment as well. Next up, t of 3. I think some of you guys know where this is going. Right now, it's x minus 6, right? But we're going to take the x and replace it with the 3 because it's t of 3. So replace the x with 3, and then you get the square root of negative 3. But again, it's the square root of a negative, so this one not real, so it is not in the domain. Now this next one, it's x plus h as our, I guess it was x minus 6, right? But now we're going to take the x and replace it with x plus h. So the x that I have right there is replaced with what it's t of, and that's x plus h. And as funky as that looks, it's okay. That is all right.